Hey guys, my name is Olisa. Thank you for dropping by. Be sure to subscribe for more great content. I sound like I'm half asleep because I've literally just woken up. The carpenter and the electrician are on their way to get rid of this wall. Finally, I feel like all of my dreams are coming true, so I am so excited. I have cleared away everything from here. I haven't moved these things just because I know the rat was like running around here, and I'm worried that if I lift something or move something or look inside that box that I'll find a dead rat body just in case the poison stuck and they didn't actually get out on time. So I am leaving this to the guys to move. So my major concerns for today is obviously getting rid of this wall. I want to keep this door because I want to see if I can salvage it for a project, so that is staying. We have the electrical box here, which I think is getting replaced as well as being moved onto that wall. So I've already confirmed it to them that moving this and like touching this wall, working on it, is not going to affect my neighbor at all, because that is a priority. Don't really need to be putting a hole through my wall and and their house. Another thing that's being salvaged is these shelves. So we hadn't actually discussed that, but I hope they can figure it out, as well as these baseboards. I want them to come out without being damaged, just because I feel like I can use them to replace a different section that has like been eaten by termites or something. This is also coming out. This is a door stopper. And oh, we have these lights. So this socket right here is super crucial, and I really like that it's on my way to the bedroom, so it's like the last thing I turn off at night. Yeah, basically. So I want this to be moved there instead of there, because I feel like walking all this way just to turn off the lights and then walking back would actually get to me after a while, and I feel like it's a little too, like it's more to move it here, maybe, I don't know. So I'm actually okay with it moving here or there, as long as it's on my way to the bedroom. Don't really care. My internet connection thing, we had already discussed that, and that will be taken care of, so I am excited. Probably gonna go there as well. I need more sockets. I need just so many things, but it all starts with this wall coming out, so I am beyond excited that it's gonna be going. Actually, I should remove that green thing, right? But I am so excited. You see, the baseboard, absolutely perfect, versus like this one that has been eaten through and chewed through. Yes, I do have the towel underneath my door because we do not risk rats coming into this house. So I'm just gonna set up the camera and have a time lapse going as they are working and removing this wall, which is so exciting. I can't believe it's actually going, like finally. It is 8:53 in the morning, so I just want to show you how dark this area is without all the lights on, so you can see why I need that light to definitely be more a part of the sitting room. That's why this wall is going, so this whole area gets brighter. This is the dining room area. All that stuff was against that wall, so I've just like pushed it all the way back. I hope this is enough. I hope I won't have to like start moving things around while they're here, but yeah. And you can see this is the sitting room side. So because of that tree and the fence, not so much light is coming into the house, which is a bit concerning, but like one problem at a time, you know. So but from this angle you can see that I do have a reasonable amount of light here, so reasonable light, and then it just gets really dark. And yeah, I'm excited to have sunshine be a part of my life, like in a bigger way. So yeah, let's wait for them to come. So as I impatiently wait for these guys to arrive, I've just moved the car out so that when they come with the pickup to like carry the stones and whatever, they are able to park inside. So I just wanted to show you the comfort and how it's actually like the plants are growing back, and I really like it. So this is the pipe situation that I had talked about in the previous video. As you can see, it's actually watering the plants, and every day I come out here and there's a little bit more green, so I'm so excited. Even this one, like I was just about to give up on it, literally thinking if it's not going to come back to life, I might as well just remove this branch from here. But you can see there's a little bit of green that's actually starting to pop up. So these are individual different plants, and I'm thinking that once they fully revive and I come back to life, then I can move them to this first section, because this section I still haven't bothered trying to water it or anything, because I genuinely think this plant is dead. Like by now this is just a branch and nothing more. Sorry, the light is a bit harsh because the sun is amazing and it's right here, and I'm literally standing out here to also soak in some sun. So I'm thinking, because I want like a walkway in that direction, I'll just move all of these plants over here. But then I don't know if this tree will actually agree to move, just because the roots are quite deep. So let's just let these ones revive, and then we'll have that conversation a little bit down the road. And then this is my gate, literally looking like a forest. So you can see, for you to actually access the gate, you have to like go through and duck over, and now you're at the gate. So yeah, this definitely needs to be handled, but it's not an emergency, you know? Nothing here is an emergency, so it's all good. So let's just get the wall down, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I am filled with so much happiness, but also so much dread, because happiness, obviously, this is amazing. And I have little baby arches. It's not exactly what I wanted, but the last thing I wanted is for the arch to actually take up space from the kitchen. So I didn't want it to like start over here and be a very dramatic arch, but at the same time just make the space feel smaller. So I just wanted rounded corners, and I got them, which is pretty cool. This is the end of day one, and this is what I'm left with. So we have to let the cement dry and set, and then we come back and we skim it. So by the end of this video, you and I will both know exactly what that means, because we were just talking about it and I'm like, okay, if it's necessary, it's necessary. But yeah, I am so excited. I literally feel, because of this patch over here, I genuinely feel like I removed a wall from here as well, which makes no sense, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like only this wall is gone, you know? So we couldn't go all the way up, unfortunately, which was the initial plan, which was the thing that got me really excited, but we couldn't go all the way up just because this is the lenta, and I feel like none of us were taking it seriously until they actually like cracked a bit of the wall over here to take a look at it. And it is all metal, and not only is it metal, it's like a legitimate lenta. Like, he thought it was 300 mm is what he said, but turns out it's 450 mm, so that would be quite a lot to like dig into. And then for it to be that thick, it probably is actually really holding up the ceiling, and it just wasn't worth the risk, you know? So we just agreed to stick to the original plan, only remove this section of the wall, which actually gives me the opportunity to put cabinets up here. So I'm really not mad, like genuinely, and I do want to store away like the things that I don't actually use frequently all the way up here. Then I can get on like my stool or a step ladder or something and like access them. So I do have additional cabinet space and I am not complaining. Oh my gosh, I can even have a cabinet like go all the way here, like a corner cabinet. Yeah, okay, so the reason I was filled with dread is because of this. Do you see the thick coating of dust on everything? And I feel like in my mind I knew this would happen, but I didn't quite understand. Like, look at my spoons. I would not have left them out. I would not have left them in this room. I would have literally taken them to my bedroom if I had any idea that things would get this difficult, this insane. So even like when someone, one of the guys asked me for like a cup for water to drink, and I just came in here and took a look and I was like, I can't give you anything that's out. Thank God I just done like a round of dishes, so I do have clean dishes in here, so this is what they were able to use. But my goodness, the dust, I don't want to touch with that finger because it's just touched water and I am not trying to deal with it, but oh my gosh, look at that. And obviously we're removing a whole wall, and I feel like I didn't take it seriously, but this wall was thick. Like the stones that came out of this wall were very impressive. So, you know, we all collectively complain about the quality of work that these people did when they were building this place, but they actually did like put their backs into it. Like they actually did make an investment in giving us really thick walls, because one thing I really love about this place is that I don't actually hear my neighbors. Like very, very rarely will I ever hear something, and that's only when it's like extra loud. Look at all this dust. This is what's filling my whole heart with just straight up dread. And then I came and I saw this and I had to pick up the camera to show you, because this is usually invisible and you can see just the crazy amounts of dust. And the door was like wide open to allow obviously like the airflow and all of that good stuff. So actually I think I'll go outside and show you. Oh shoot. Oh no. Okay, so you won't be able to see it very clearly, but these are the shelves that are remaining on that wall in the kitchen, so I will be repurposing these. Very excited about that. The door of the kitchen is somewhere here. Yeah, it's pretty, oh, you can't even see it, but it's pretty out of the way. So it's underneath this part of the roof, so when it rains, it won't be rained on, hopefully, if there's not like a flood triggering rain happening today. This should probably go inside because this is being installed tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really excited, but part of me doesn't even want to bother cleaning just because okay, the wall won't be coming down again tomorrow, so it's not gonna get nearly this dirty, but things are still psychotic. Like, this is insane. This is actually insane. And also, as they were like doing this part, they were splashing the cement on and it got everywhere, and I think you can still see like little signs of that on the walls, on the ceiling. Thank God they clean up after themselves. Like, I'm genuinely impressed by like contractors and carpenters and whatever, because when they make a mess, they actually do go the extra mile to clean up, and that's pretty cool. So they did clean up quite a lot, because this was a crazy mess before, and I didn't know how I was going to handle that. I was literally wishing my vacuum was working, but they've literally swept it up and taken it all with them, so can't complain about that. It's just that dust. That dust is not something I really want to deal with tonight. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to bed, as I plan to rewash all of my dishes, because that is necessary again. Thank God for the dishwasher. Yeah, so I was saying that thank God I hadn't painted the house yet, because this will be a white wall, and to have seen all that cement like splattered, literally it's splattered all the way to my bedroom. Like, you can still see a little bit of it here, all the way here. So it does luckily just come off with like your finger, but for it to be all the way here, this corridor was crazy. So yeah, I am pretty excited. I'm excited to finish this off. So I will check in again tomorrow to show you how far we've gone. So I did decide to just suck it up and just fill this place with a tile, because there's really no point in leaving it like this, and it is like a soil layer, so I don't know how it's going to dry. But even then, anytime water comes on it, I don't want to be like in panic mode. So the guy said he'll try to find a tile that's as close to this as possible, so that I don't feel like it's too contrasting. And then my island will go here, and everything will be perfect and my life will have meaning. I am so excited. So yeah, they are coming to finish this on Wednesday, but the electrician is coming back tomorrow to complete my electrical box, and I could not be happier. So I'm gonna end it here. So I figure out if I even want to bother wiping down my fridge. Like, I feel like I want to bring one of those ladies who cleans houses, but then like I wouldn't know where to tell her to start. So I feel like I just want to go slowly and clean as I arrange, but that's definitely not going to be tonight. So yeah, I'm going to end this check-in here and we'll talk the next time that we talk. So it is day 2, literally the next day after this wall came down, and it's growing on me. I'm not big on change. Like, I hate things being different. So even if it is everything I ever wanted, yeah, it's still kind of irking me that the color isn't done yet. And every time I sit here, because like this is my vantage from the couch, every time I sit here, I'm literally looking into that kitchen thinking, I need to paint you. I need to just suck it up and do it myself. Like, at this point, I have low-key 80% decided that I'm just gonna buy a brush and paint and like start instead of waiting until I can paint the whole house. But this is day 2 and I just wanted you to see the view of the sun. Like, this is freaking amazing. This watching the sun be like so close, and yet I'm sitting here in so many meetings. I just want to go outside, and that's exactly what I wanted, because this place doesn't feel like quite cold and dark anymore, which is exactly what I needed, because I'd be sitting on the couch on other days and then I'd step into the kitchen and be like, whoa, the sunshine, and yet now I can just see it. So yeah, definitely a win. We still need to fix this electrical box thing. I don't know. I think I'll just feel better once everything is painted white. But I know myself, once I see it painted white, I want everything else painted white. So I'm just going to go buy one tin, the 4-liter can. The 4-liter can of paint is about 2,200 shillings. A brush is like 500 shillings. I'm just going to buy one and like get started. Because I'm feeling like even though this ceiling is so ridiculously high, it's not that high. Like, I feel like I can get on a stool and then get the extending brush arm thing and get it done. So I am actually excited about painting possibly, maybe the whole house myself, maybe most of the house myself, and then having like certain key areas done by a professional. But yeah, I'm also thinking, am I really gonna clean, like, because to clean everything, I have to clean every single thing. I have to remove everything, wipe it down, wash it, and I'm just like, instead of putting it back and then removing it for paint, I wanna remove it, wipe it down, wash it, wash this cabinet, paint it, paint the wall, and then put everything back. So that is going to be very much an ongoing project, and that's not something I'm willing to wait until I have like 25 extra thousand shillings after the expense of this wall. So yeah, I think I'm actually gonna be painting myself, which is so cool. Ceilings, I'm not washing myself. I'm definitely gonna have them come and wash these. But yeah, pretty exciting. So it is the 3rd day of this madness, and you can see how big the sandpaper is here, because I had made it known that I would prefer not to have this little bump here. Like, okay, you can't even see. Do you see how it's very clear that there's some patchwork going on here, and it's like a bit uneven? So I had asked them not to let that be a thing. And apparently they're coming back to sand it down and all of that. So I think this is what they call the skimming. Don't ask me how it's done. I have not a clue. But the place is looking so much nicer. I'm so happy. Like, it's chaos, obviously, but still pretty jazzed. So I'm really glad that I decided that I would be painting it white. So this is kind of what I had in mind when I made that decision, just because I knew the skimming would end up being white. So I just want to like add the white paint on and like blend everything in. Very exciting. Progress. Definite progress. So at the end of the day, I think this is how they're going to leave it. Like, once they've put it on and then they're letting it dry, and then they come back to also fix the tiles, because one thing I definitely had not factored into my decision to just leave this place tile free is how much dust it would continue giving to this house, essentially, because every time someone passes, every time someone walks, the dust gets displaced, and it's just ridiculous. So I'm really glad that I had like later on agreed that we're going to tile it. So they're going to buy the tile as they wait for this to dry, and then we continue. So pretty exciting. So this is a closer look at the little bumps that I was saying. You can very clearly see that some patchwork has been done here, which I guess in big picture it doesn't really matter, but I would prefer it not to be that way. And also my arch. My arch is so cute. So it is Wednesday afternoon and we are officially done. I am so excited. This did take 3 days, but the major part was done in 1 day, which is exactly what I wanted. I was only off the electrical grid for 1 full day. By that evening I had power, and I've had power ever since. So this is very, very exciting. You can see how beautiful it looks in white. This is why I want to paint the entire house white, and this is exactly what I wanted with the arches. I wanted it to feel like a bit beachy, a bit coastal, although this white is a bit too stark white. Like, this is brilliant white, and that is because it is the cover mat. So this is sort of like the base coat before you put on the paint. Very, very exciting. I'm just so happy that this is finally done. So this is the amount of sunlight that's now coming into the dining area, even into the corridor. So the rest of the corridor isn't as bright, but I did not want to remove this chunk of wall just because I like that the kitchen is still sort of segregated but still open. So I have sort of the best of both worlds because you can't even see my oven. And yet at the same time, this dining area has become so much brighter. Like, I'm beyond excited. I can actually start to physically map out where I want my island to be, physically plan everything, and I'm just like, I could scream from all the excitement. So I did save the baseboards from this wall that was removed, so we will be fixing it over there and over there, as well as using the balance of it to replace this rotten out section over here. So the only thing that's technically left is that my internet has been displaced and it will need to be refixed on that wall, just so that I have even coverage on both sides of the house. And the electrician is on his way to do that right now. So other than that, we are actually done, and I am so excited. And they were telling me that for me to paint my kitchen, I have to sand it down. But then I'm just like, is it really necessary? Like, I get that some places will need to be sanded, but I'm willing to have them come back and do patchwork on the places that I missed. So like you can see here, this part of the wall is coming out. It does need a filler, and I'm not a professional in this, so I probably wouldn't be able to fill it properly. But I feel like if I paint the whole place and then they just come and do like little touch-ups on specific places, then I repaint, I feel like that works better for me, because I just got the quotation for painting the whole kitchen, and they were saying 3,000 bob labor for painting just the upper cabinets and the walls white and patching whatever needs to be patched. And I'm just like, you know, I want to save that money, because 3,000, first of all, for this teeny tiny room feels a little bit much, but it also doesn't cater for the ceiling, which is filthy and needs to be washed, and I can have the whole house ceiling washed for 4,000 bob, as well as the bottom cabinets, which I want to be their very own color. So for now, I'm okay with having a white kitchen with brown cabinets, and then as we proceed, I will be painting this to navy. I do have the sandpaper left right here, so painting kitchen cabinets shouldn't be an issue, which is very exciting. I'm just so happy. I think this was actually the best decision, because I kept going back and forth between like doing the wall first or doing the painting first, and this just clearly, the wall was the right choice, because the painting I can't do myself. I didn't think I could initially. I didn't think I'd want to, but right now, I mean, it's basically half done. So yeah, I feel like I'll be able to sit there and see the white and have it bother me enough to pick up a brush myself instead of waiting for someone to do it for me. Even if it means I only paint at height level, then I get a roller to go a little bit higher, and then I'll get like a ladder or something for me to really get up there and like cut it in and whatever. But as long as the majority of the house is one color, I think I'll be good with that, you know? So yeah, we spent a good few minutes debating if we're going to, like, if I'm going to have them come back and like paint this out so we can get it done once and for all, because they were like, the sanding will just bring all the dust back, and with this amount of dust that I'm already dealing with, you can see right here, it is actually ridiculous. Like, it's actually ridiculous, and it's coated everything. So there's no part of my kitchen that has escaped this dust, even my beautiful dishes. Like, Everything is just such a mess. Even up here, like these containers, I literally have to like wipe them down with wet wipes before I remove food from them. Thank God they're airtight, and this is why I didn't want to go for those cheap mason jars, just because they're not airtight, so definitely some dust would have gotten into my powders, which would make everything like go to waste, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm I'm hoping this one doesn't let dust in, but at the same time these are beans, so they can be easily washed before use, versus like corn flour or all-purpose flour or even my pasta. I don't want to wash my pasta. So yeah, I think I'm just going to actually let me get the shelf, then I'll show you. So my room is a bit dark, but actually came to the realization that I think I've been having like low-key commitment issues with having the shelf over here, so that's why you're not seeing my everyday shoes really properly stacked up here. But I feel like for now it can move to the kitchen and be a sort of rest stop place. So as I clean down my containers and my plates, if they can fit, and just whatever can fit, this can be my makeshift pantry for now, as I clean everything and move it out of the kitchen so that I can clean the kitchen properly and then bring everything back. So I'm just going to take everything off it, take it to the kitchen, and then wipe it down first before I start moving things over. So this shelf is nowhere near as deep as my future pantry is going to be, but I feel like it does give me a baseline place to at least begin, you know. So I wish it was a little bit deeper just so I could have my microwave in here, but I think I want to try and see if it can balance up here, you know, just so the microwave is in the kitchen right next to its own socket and everything is good. And then yeah, then I'm going to start cleaning and moving these things from up here, especially these containers, these plastic beauties that are labeled, to over here, and the aesthetics will just be so beautiful, at least temporarily. So yeah, and even up here, like this smaller shelf can have my spices, and I'm optimistic, you know. I'm hopeful. Also, I don't think I've actually talked about the tiles, which is the whole point of today, well, one of the points of today, the biggest change of today, essentially. Yeah, I can't believe I completely forgot. So we weren't able to get like an exact match to these tiles, but also apparently these original ones are like Sag ceramic tiles, so that's like really good quality. These are the hardware available commonly tiles, and they're a lot smaller than the Sag ones, as you can see. So it actually had to be filled on the side and on the top as well. So yeah, it's not an exact like pattern match or anything, but it's still significantly better than the patch of dirt that was here before, because that became a dusty mess very, very quickly. And yeah, with my soon to be white walls, that just would not have worked. So I'm happy to have this as a temporary fix. My island is going to start over here, so it will still be visible, but eventually the plan is to change out the floors completely, but to get something that goes over them. So to have them all on one level is exactly what I needed. So I have no complaints whatsoever. Just really, really happy with the progress that has been made. So I have gone way above and beyond to try to get this place like somewhat clean, somewhat presentable, and luckily it's such a beautiful bright day that I get to show you exactly what difference removing this wall makes. So I really hope it's showing up on camera. All that sun coming right from the kitchen right into the living area, and then meeting with the sun on that side, so the whole place is just looking really bright and glowy and beautiful. So this is the current setup of my living room. That is a mess, but trust me, if I showed you what this place looked like before, coated in dust, literally, it was a bit crazy. But this is a new setup, so I moved the mirror there. Lamp is still in the corner. My tripod and ring light stand is right there. And then this is a cabinet that I removed, that I disassembled that time. And then this is part of the cabinet as well, just so this dark area looks really cool. Plant, lamp, and then everything, I've pushed it up against this wall, because initially I had these 3 wicker things like on the side here as a makeshift island of some sort. But then I realized I'm not actually getting countertop space, and it's just getting in my way. So I decided to push everything up against the wall, so I have a very clear and easy path walking from the kitchen, which you can see is ridiculously bright. Like, let me reduce the brightness so you can see the actual sun rays that are in this kitchen. It's literally so cool. I love it. And I've realized that I need to replace these metal panels with glass panels, just so that I can have maximum sun entry. But then temporarily, as I figure out where to get the welder to do that, I'm just going to get this same mesh thing for the door here, so that I can be leaving it open and be getting even more light into the kitchen. Like, look at how much brighter that already is, and this is literally just those 4 panels right at the bottom. So yeah, I want to get a mesh thing so that this door can remain open. The only reason I don't leave it open now is because flies just take any opportunity to come in, and since there's no more wall like blocking their progression, they just go straight to the sitting room, and it pisses me off. So yeah, I can't really leave that open, but then I can come here and show you the effect that it has. So I'm just changing the brightness so you can actually see what I am seeing in the rest of this room. So now the darkest corner of this place is this area here. I still have my YouTube backdrop, so just ignore that. Once I paint, that's definitely going down, but this is very, very cool. Walking backwards towards the kitchen just so you can actually get like a proper view when I stand at the kitchen door what it is I see. Okay, so the different balances of the light isn't going to allow me to show you, but you can see the kitchen itself is already, like, I feel like the kitchen got brighter somehow because the light isn't being stopped at the wall anymore, and it's getting a bit of like a contribution from that side as well. So I'm just really happy with the way this turned out. Removing this wall was 100% worth it. No regrets whatsoever. And of course, I love that the white is motivating me to paint. So actually, I am going to start by painting this wall, and this wall extends all the way up and across. So I'm going to remove all these things here. That's the only reason I haven't cleaned this countertop part yet. So I'm going to remove everything here and then sand these cabinets and then paint everything white as I'm painting the wall, because I will be using the crown cover mat. So I actually also have the crown undercoat. This is literally paint my mom bought like 3-4 years ago, and I think it's still liquidy and like usable inside there, so that's pretty cool. But I do want everything to be white, so I need to open that and just confirm that it's white. Though I'm seeing the paint drips on the side are white, but this is definitely, this cover mat is what we're seeing over here. And I had told myself I don't want like a stark white again, because at my last place I had it very, very white, and I just want something like a little bit warmer here. So yeah, but the cover mat is really good for cabinets as well, so it will hide the brown, and then when I put the white on top of it, it will look seamless. So that is my next house project, as well as getting the mesh for this door. But I think I'll end the video here. So thank you so much for watching. I am sounding exhausted because I have spent the whole day cleaning the house, and as you can see, I'm not even halfway done. Well, I'm about halfway done. Let's see that. But yeah, this is still a mess. Everything inside here is still a mess. So my kitchen definitely needs some help, but we are making progress. So I can't wait to come back to you with this side of the kitchen painted, because this is the side that I see from the sitting room. So if I can start with this side, then at least I'll be feeling like more optimistic, because I want to paint this side and then paint up here white, just so that I don't have to stare at this divide any longer. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here because I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video.